Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're back after a few days. I've had a few days off, of course, off my channel anyway. So big up to you all. Of course, the weekend is upon us already. You know, these weeks are going far too quickly, aren't they? Really, to be honest with you, it seems like the weekend comes around so quick. And so yeah, obviously big up to everyone. Thank you for everyone's support. Like I say, we are on the road to 300 subscribers. So yeah, please make sure you do like this video and subscribe if you are new, and get involved in the chat, because I love to hear from you. You guys make the channel what it is, engaging. I love speaking with you all on YouTube, and that's what I've loved about coming back to these live shows. We have got a different guest today, of course, and it is an opposition guest, a fantastic friend of mine who I do have the pleasure and honour of actually getting to know on YouTube. Actually, I do class him as a good friend, and it'd be good to actually hear his perspective on all things Burnley. So this week you don't have to hear me waffle on about the opposition and make out that I know the opposition. You've got somebody that knows the opposition that we are coming up against this week, and of course we are on the road again, as we go to Turf Moor to take on Burnley. Yeah, this is gonna be, talk about playing the best, putting your wits up against the best. This is gonna be a great challenge, and we'll just have to see. But yeah, obviously, we're gonna get him in now. Of course, Dan, my good friend. So yeah, hello there, Dan. Welcome on in.
How are we all doing?
I'm all right, thank you, mate. I hope you're well, and thank you for coming on. This afternoon to speak with me about this game this weekend. But yeah, obviously, first of all, you do have your own channel and your own where can people go and support you and your stuff?
Yeah, I'm just doing this same YouTube stuff, same as you. Trying to, just different team, same content, different team, pretty much. All football channels are that. But yeah, you can check us out. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. But at Turf MoorHouse TV, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, we're all over it. So yeah, go check us out if you want Burnley content, not just Burnley content, but football content as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course,
thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem, mate. It's a pleasure as always. I love speaking with you on here, and of course, it will be fantastic to actually get to meet you tomorrow, hopefully, and actually speak to you in person, because obviously over the internet, it's not as the same as actually meeting someone. But anyway, yeah, obviously, everyone, please go and subscribe to Dan. Like I say, the links are in this video, as well as all his socials that he has as well. So yeah, go and check him out. But yeah, we're going to get into the chat first before we start. Just say a few hellos. Hello there, Daniel. I hope you're doing well, mate. Thank you for coming back in again. One of my loyal fans that keep coming back in. Great to see the same people come back in. I must be doing something right. And Joseph, another one that comes in every now and then and says hello. Hello there to you, mate. I hope you're doing well. How are you? I'm doing okay, thank you, Daniel. I hope you're doing well too. I'm looking forward. I don't know about looking. Well, I am actually looking forward, because I know we're going to give it a good go this weekend. So I am looking forward to going. Obviously, making the short trip over to Burnley tomorrow, and it's always a good away days to going to Turf Moor. So I don't mind. So yeah, I hope you're doing well. And Aidan, wherever I go, Aidan is there. There's no doubt. Yeah, go there. I'm doing okay. Thank you. And yeah, Yorkshire always wins in the end, of course. The battle between Yorkshire and Lancashire. Yorkshire always comes out on top. And Dan, you love Yorkshire, really, don't you, in your heart? You do love the countryside. And
well, Kate was born in Yorkshire, so I've got some sort of love and affection for Yorkshire in a way. Some ties there a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, George, another one. Thank you. Hello there, George. I hope you're doing well, mate. Good afternoon to you. Ramsey's in. We are getting well and truly beaten tomorrow, he says. Now, wow, obviously, and this is coming from a town fan, obviously. So, Ramsey, come on, just have a bit of belief. I know it's going to be tough, but just have a bit of belief. I don't think we're going to be, even if we do lose, I don't think it'll be a thrashing. Put it that way. I don't. But maybe I will be surprised by that, and maybe it'll come back to haunt me saying that. But that's just where I see things. But then again, it's gone on to say, but then again, it can happen. But I don't see how we beat Burnley. So yeah, so you've kind of changed the narrative there now, Rams, haven't you? And said, yeah, it is the Championship. Anything can happen in this league. That's why we love it. So yeah, Matthew is in. Big up, Matthew. Again, wherever I am, Matthew is there. So big up to you, mate, and thank you for coming in. Hope you're doing well. Doug is in the chat. Hello there, Doug.
How we doing, Doug?
Doing well. And big up to you. I really enjoyed coming into your channel this week, and I really appreciate you having me. And yeah, I hope you're doing well, mate. But yeah, big up for coming in. We've got Sunderland tomorrow. Glad you're okay. Big up to you. Yeah, Coventry fan Daniel. Yeah, Coventry. Yeah, Coventry fan is Daniel. So yeah, good luck against Sunderland. And Chris is in. Afternoon, lads. Hope you're well. Yeah, big up to you, Chris.
Hope you're well, Chris.
Yeah, we're not doing too badly, thank you. And it's the end of another weekend of football to look forward to. So yeah, let's see what happens. It'd be either tight defeat for Huddersfield or a draw. If this was before one, then yeah. I mean, Chris, you've got it spot on. I mean, I'm feeling a lot better now. Warnock is going to be taking the team to Turf Moor instead of you know who. So yeah, I do agree with that.
Voldemort.
Buzz Lightyear. But yeah, I just have a feeling people are going to be shocked tomorrow. But anyway, with the result, but let's just see.
They will, especially when you're trying to pick ball out at net for 5th time in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah. Was a pleasure. Yeah, big up to you, Doug. Like I say, great channel over there as well with Doug's channel. I really enjoyed tuning into his content too. So yeah, there's lots of brilliant YouTubers that I really enjoy going over and supporting too, including Dan as well. So yeah, let's get into it then, because obviously we are here to preview this game this week. But first of all, I just want to talk about Burnley, obviously in terms of season so far. Vincent Kompany, I mean, wow, obviously he's come in and really impressed. And so yeah, I don't know where you want to start with this, but obviously, what have you made? I bet you're buzzing about the season, but what have you made of the season? First of all, what have you made of obviously how Vincent Kompany's done? Because he really has become a big hero around them parts. Especially if it looks like you're going to be heading back to the Premier League at the first time of asking.
I mean, try and tell me another team that has been relegated, lost its key core of main players, and still managed to change the way they play, change the philosophy, change the tactic, change formation, change manager, change the hierarchy at the chairman level. And this has all happened within a mad 2 years. And we're just thinking, there's no other club that's done that. I mean, even in terms of Leicester, Leeds, Southampton, they've had to drop to League One to be able to rebuild, to build back up. I am enjoying the wave. I am riding that wave like no tomorrow. I'm practically close to changing my name to Seabiscuit. I'm riding it that much at the minute. There's no negative. It's so hard to pull out a negative about the club at the moment. Everything that we touch is turning to gold, and even if we're getting draws at the death, and it's sort of, there's just a winning mentality in at the moment. And I go back to the first pre-season game I went and watched down at Shrewsbury, and me and my mate looked at each other and just went, "This is just not Burnley. This isn't how we play." Like, it's been 15 minutes into the game and not one ball has gone over the top. It stayed on the floor, and there was people of a certain age around the 60s, 70s, and they were like, "Bump it forward, get it pushed up," and you're just like, no, we're changing. If this is how it's going to be, I'm liking this. It's actually nice to watch. The fact that companies come in and put a stamp on it, the transfers we've made, all relatively unknown. I don't think anybody will have said they've heard of Anas Sarori and Manuel Benson before they turned up at Burnley Football Club. We've never really been that great in the foreign market. The last time we did, we had Remco van der Schaaf and Diego Pena in 2008. They both played the opening game of the season away at Hillsborough. We got beat 4-1 or something like that, and they never played for the club again. They were that bad. So the fact that we've delved into that foreign market, I know the way football's going, sometimes that's where you're going to get your little hidden gems at a decent price. But yeah, everything that we have touched at the moment is going brilliantly. And we've now got a run of games with yourself, Hull, Blackpool, Wigan, you know, the teams that are trying their best to fight to get out of a situation. These, for me, are going to be tougher than the Watford, Luton and Millwall game that we've recently faced.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, the teams at the bottom, you know, be fighting to get points. So yeah, they are really tricky games for you guys to come up against. But I mean, just going back to this season so far, I mean, have you been surprised with how well company's done, and also how well the team has really managed to bounce back? And really, you know, I think you've pretty much, you know, there's a big gap now, isn't there, from first to second. So you've kind of run away with it in a way. But yeah, you're surprised by it, by that.
Yeah, hugely surprised. I think at first there was a bit of a feel-good factor around the place. The company had come in, these new players. They've not really got a point to prove. It was all a case of a bedding in, and they've all sort of just clubbed together as a team. We're all one unit, and to get that straight off the bat is something. Don't get me wrong, we've got a lot of loanees in the club as well. So I don't know where that's going to leave us next year, whether it's promotion or whatever happens from this point. You know me, I'm optimistic, but I'm also pessimistic. I can't say that we are yet. I don't want to until it's practically done. But it's just been one of those things where I thought we might have been found out. First couple of weeks, it's going to be great, ride that wave, and then all of a sudden, you're into choppy waters, and it will, you know, at that Sheffield United defeat that we had when we got beat, I thought, hold on, this is where we get found out. This is where potentially we could go on a bit of a slide, and we didn't. We picked ourselves up, and we got going again. So that's to say that we've only had 2 defeats all season so far is remarkable. I didn't expect this. Not with the players we lost, not with the way that companies come in and changed everything. Yeah. It's been a big, massive change, and we're almost still trying to get our head around it, because he's not even put a full stamp on this squad yet. He's literally put an imprint in the snow. That's it. He hasn't left a full footmark on this team. And sorry, I just looked out the window and it started raining again.
Yeah, but yeah, I absolutely agree. I think it's been really impressive what company's done, and he really has showed how good of a manager he is, given the opportunity. And I do think that he will really take your place, obviously. And yeah, you know, you're a great manager, and he'll have a good managerial career for sure, I think. So yeah, let's get into the comments. Newcastle 16-17, another team that did, they did very similar, didn't they, to what Burnley are doing right now, in terms of, absolutely Ramsey. Yeah, that's it doesn't happen often though, does it really? So that's even makes it more impressive. No. So yeah. Last time we went to the foreign market, we got Eric Durham. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's oh gosh. George says Burnley haven't lost at Turf Moor yet. No, they haven't, have they? They haven't lost a game, and you've drawn one and won the rest, haven't you?
Yeah. Everything's been. Turf Moor is pretty much a fortress, a happy place if people want to go there with that one. It wasn't so happy, obviously, the season before because relegation hit us, but we've made it a horrible place to come, and long may that continue even this weekend.
Come on, be easy on us this weekend, Dan. But yeah, who was the draw against, by the way? You did have one draw, didn't you, in that run-in? Who was the draw against? Because I can't remember now. Or was it Watford?
No. Yes. Sorry, yeah. Reece, just the other week.
Just recently, Watford. But yeah, Watford, obviously another team that are doing really well this season, actually, to be fair. So yeah, that is it. But yeah, it's kind of, wow. I mean, that record is there to be broken, I may add. So, I'm not saying anything, but yeah. That's the answer to your question, George, there. Hello there, Paul. Good afternoon to you. Yeah, another person that's not feeling so confident, 2 or 3-0. Yeah, Warnock obviously said this isn't. Yeah, I agree with me. It isn't the game, is it, that will keep us up and determine where we'll be. So
Well, it's like you said to me as well that Warnock has been very, very complimentary of Burnley, and I watched it back and I thought, what? Like those words actually left Neil Warnock's mouth that we are the best team that he's seen in the Championship in 20 to 25 years, and I'm like, whoa, what has happened to the real Neil Warnock? Can you beam him down, please? Because he's not. That's not him. Surely not. And then part of me just thought, he's trying to butter us up, hoping that we'll go a bit easy, so that we'll be like, oh, thanks Neil. But then he's going to be in that dressing room going, kill him, go in hard, don't give up. Make sure you run through him, and then if he stays down, But if he gets up, run through him again. That's just Wart for me. It is, but
yeah,
it was nice to hear him say that. It was nice to hear him say that, and I think not just me, but a lot of our fan base were extremely shocked to hear him say things like that.
Also, maybe he won't get as much abuse.
He'll still get a lot of abuse. He'll still get a lot of abuse.
Oh no, don't be kind. But of course, he obviously had a lot of work. I think he's genuine, like I say, yeah, he's of course, Warnock expects his own team to, put maximum effort in and run through brick walls for him, but that's just Neil Warnock, and it's not about playing Burnley. It's about any team he comes up against. Of course, he wants his teams to be that aggressive, battling, full of passion performance. So yeah, you know what? I love Neil Warnock. Yeah, Aidan says I'll bite my. Yeah, I mean, I certainly would as well. I feel like I would.
Start chewing them nails, mate. Start chewing them nails.
But yeah, I would. Company only 36. Well, he's going to be a top man. I mean, 36. Neil Warnock 74. I mean, double the age. So yeah. More than double the age. So yeah, he's going to be a top manager. Of course, this is only the beginning of his journey. So yeah, he is. I agree with that, Ramsey. Didn't Burnley draw with Hull at Turf Moor? Oh, I don't know.
Oh no, we have had a few draws this year. We drew 3-3 with We drew 3-3 with Blackpool as well towards the beginning of the season. I think we were like 2-0 up or 2-1 up, and then it ended up finishing 3-3. That was a game that I think, if anything, that was a game where we decided, right, that's it. We're going to go out and we're going to kill teams off. We're not going to try and just rest on our laurels.
Yeah.
And since then, a lot changed. But that Blackpool game, it was Company's first sort of sight of a derby, shall we say, in terms of a Lancashire derby. And I think he probably learned at that point quite a lot about the derbies and realises, look, you can't rest on a 1-0. You've got to keep going. You've got to kill them off nice and early. And we didn't. We got punished.
Yeah. So, yeah, absolutely. So there has been a few draws at Turf Moor as well. So
yeah.
That gives us a bit of hope because, we can, again, I go back to it, shock results do happen. It's the championship.
Just leave Jordan Rhodes at home and it should be quiet for us.
Yeah, well, John Rhodes has been out for the past few games, so I don't know if he's going to be back. He's been ill, but of course he'll be back. But for me, John Rhodes doesn't start this game actually for me. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Even come off the bench for sure. But yeah, Kate is in. Good afternoon to you, Kate. I hope you're doing well, and thank you for coming in. Of course, and I appreciate that. Yes, I hope you're doing well. Chris has said, win your home games, draw your away games. Burnley doing it the promotion way. Yeah, absolutely. They really have. Really impressive the way they've gone about their business this year. And
even the water around Burnley tastes like promotion.
Oh, calm down. Blue Terrier, good afternoon to you again. Coming into the chat, we need to beat Burnley if we want to get in the playoffs. Yes, indeed, Blue Terrier. I like that. Yeah, I hope you're doing well, man. Thank you for coming in. I thought the same about Warnock trying to butter up Burnley, all about the mind games, Ramsey, and that's coming from a Town fan again. So
I told you, I think Warnock's notorious for it. He's been notorious for it over the years, and that's why I'm a bit like, I've seen him play the mind games, but that, like, there's buttering somebody up and then practically having your tongue pressed between the football club's buttocks, and that's exactly what Warnock did, and that's why I was really, really shocked. But
yeah, you can look at it two ways. However you want to interpret, he still said the things he did. So
yeah,
however you want to look at it, I still think he meant it in some way for sure. Chris said praising Burnley is definitely mind game from Warnock. I would do the exact same thing, put all the pressure on them. I mean, yeah, obviously you're the ones with the pressure, not us. I mean, we have got a bit of pressure, but I mean, for this game, I think you are kind of, we are obviously coming into the game massive underdogs, so yeah, the pressure is on Burnley to win. So yeah, it's. I don't like to call it mind games because I do like one. I mean, maybe I'm being biased, but I do like, and I don't particularly like managers playing mind games. I don't think that's, but so I like to see it as being genuine. But I can see what people are saying. It may be a bit of an element of mind games, but yeah. Kate says, the 1-1 finish at Turf against Hull was the 16th of August, which was obviously right at the beginning, one of the beginning games of the season. And Matthew, of course, yeah. If you are new, like I said, please subscribe to me. And we are trying to get to 300 subscribers, so it's going really well.
That.
And I didn't expect to get you in 100 subscribers. So the fact that I just can't believe it. But yeah, obviously you can subscribe to me, but also make sure you go and subscribe to Dan's channel as well. Obviously, link in the description. You are on the road to 1K, and actually, I do think you'll get there very soon. And you do deserve that because I think you're doing great on your channel. I do enjoy your content, absolutely. But yeah, thank you for that, Matthew, as well. I'd appreciate that. There's a huge difference between how Burnley started the season to how they've been. Although the last few games have been iffy, still come away with a few wins and a draw. Yeah, I mean, again, I go back to it. Even if you haven't performed well, you still managed to get a draw. So that shows that just shows the
strength of character.
Yeah, that's the way. Thank you for that. Thank you for coming in. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah. So yeah, even when you're not when you're not playing well, you usually end up losing. But the fact that you haven't shows what you're about. So yeah. There was that video of Warnock in changing room with Sheffield United in FA Cup against Arsenal. He'd been praising Arsenal all week, but then told the players it was all rubbish basically before the game. Yeah, I mean, yeah, fair enough. So maybe it is a bit of mind games then, but I don't like admitting that at all. But Warnock, I still love you and I still appreciate you, and we all appreciate you.
Especially if it works, especially if his mind games work, then you'll love him even more.
Yeah, I mean, Warnock has all the answers to everything that comes up again. He's learned, obviously, he doesn't, you haven't achieved what you have in the game if and stayed in the game as long as you have. If you haven't got something about you, so yeah, he's a legend. That word legend is always easily said. In terms of people saying, "Oh, that person's a legend," but actually, Neil Warnock is a true legend, and he deserves that status. But yeah. Dougster, I remember watching the game earlier this season. It could have been more than 1-0. I mean, yeah, obviously it was the meeting right at the start of the season, of course, wasn't it? The
opening day of the championship season, weren't it? We were the opening game.
And yeah, obviously it was a disappointing afternoon for us anyway, and kind of set the tone from where we, from that loss, we've kind of just kept losing and maybe picking up a few wins even there. But yeah, Burnley, obviously, winning that game, they maybe jinxed us a bit for the rest of the season. No, I'm joking. But yeah, they didn't help us. Maybe.
Get it out your system, Ryan. Get it out your system.
So maybe I don't like Burnley for that. But
yeah, go on a bit of May the Madness. Do it.
No, because I respect Burnley and I do like Burnley. So yeah, I don't like to say anything negative towards Burnley. But yeah, I have not got anything to thank Burnley for that. Can you still win the league at the enemy, Dan? Doug says.
Potentially, not win the league, but we could confirm promotion. There. Although if we beat Fleetwood on Wednesday night in the cup, then our name will be in the hat for the quarterfinals, and the quarterfinals are set to be played on the weekend that we are meant to be playing the enemy. I won't say the B word, but the enemy. So that'll get moved. However, they probably will have a bit of unhappiness with that, because if it does get moved, there's a chance we could actually secure the title at their place. And then it's all down to, will they give us the full away end? Will they just minimise tickets so there's no big party? Or will they want it moved so it's like quickly played not long after that? There's going to be a lot of stuff that maybe, people at the club will have to try and sort out.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah. George says, yeah, I see a shock tomorrow at Turf Moor. I think Town will get a shock win. I've said it now. George, listen. You and
the town of Burnley is what he means. That's what he means. The town of Burnley will get a shock win. It'll be our biggest win of the season. That's what he's on about. It'd be such a shock. Not expecting 7 goals in the first 45 minutes.
Nah.
I'm pulling your leg.
George, you and me are on the same page, kind of. I do think that we can potentially, and this will probably come back to haunt me, but I just think the unpredictability of the Championship. It's kind of written in the stars for us to go there tomorrow and actually pick up a win, especially with Warnock in charge. And it is. We'll have to see, won't we? Aidan said I've got to go now, so I'm going to say I said 2-1 Huddersfield yesterday, but I'm so positive I'm going for a 1-1. But it is any teams really. Yeah, well, Aidan, thank you for coming in anyway briefly, and I hope you enjoy your weekend and evening, whatever you get up to. But yeah, thank you for coming in. But yeah, nice predictions there as well. Burnley beat us when we didn't have a manager. Yeah. Blue Terry, you're right there. You're right. Kate says I'll predict a 3-1 if I'm form. Yeah, maybe. I hope not, but we'll see. He's on about the little Milltown clear. Calm down, people, calm down. I mean, yeah, Blue Terrier says, remember last time at Turf Moor? In fact, strangely...
Wasn't that in the cup?
Yeah.
You beat us in the cup, didn't you?
Yeah, strangely, Blue Terrier. I do remember that game. I was there, and was very happy to come away with the win, even if it was in the cup. And yeah, it was a good day out. So yeah, I do remember that. So yeah, I'm just saying. To be honest, I was shocked at how Burnley fan base was in the first game. Saw that away and didn't support game. Doubted it because of cup game at Turf Moor where there was more Town fans than Burnley. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they were great, weren't they, when they came to our place, and did make a lot of noise. And obviously the excitement of Vincent Company coming in potentially may have helped that. But yeah, like I say, yeah, they did make a lot of noise. So yeah, and Joseph Smith says, I think Teller is one of the best players in the Championship. Yeah, I mean, he has been very good, hasn't he? And someone that I will certainly be looking out for tomorrow. And yeah, I agree with you. Very, very good player.
Definitely.
Jordan Rhodes, hat-trick incoming, I'll tell you.
No.
Yeah, Jordan Rhodes will want to get a game. You want to get a goal against Burnley, and he's got a good record there as well. Matthew says, I'm sticking with my prediction from last night, Huddersfield 2-1, but it might be impossible. But who knows, the game will favour in the Terriers. Yeah, nothing's ever impossible, Matthew. Just never forget that. It isn't impossible. Every game is an opportunity, no matter who you're against. So that's the way I see it. So yeah, let's actually get into the game then. We've kind of touched on it a bit, but how are you feeling ahead of tomorrow then? Because like you said earlier, coming up against a team that is fighting at the bottom now, obviously Neil Warnock in charge now. Yeah, I mean, how are you feeling ahead of this game?
Nervous, apprehensious, thinking that we are due a loss at some point. if it's going to come at Turf Moor, I have a feeling it's going to come in these next 3 or 4 games, and that concerns me. As I said to you yesterday, the Neil Warnock factor at Huddersfield at the moment is on a high, and again, you've got to look at it 2 ways. He's going to come here. He's had wins here in his career. However, he's facing a different Burnley now, a completely different monster, shall we say. So whether he can deal with that, we'll see. It will surely test him as a manager as well, because as the game's evolved, he's come back into it as a retiree, and hopefully he's hoping for himself. He'll be obviously wanting to be on the good side of things, but yeah, just I fear it tomorrow a little bit, because it's not just that. You look at yourselves, you, Blackpool, Wigan, all on 31 points, literally all on the same points. No matter who wins this weekend, sort of, you'll still be that point behind Cardiff, but there's an incentive there, because you don't want to be left chasing the rest of the pack. But then you don't want to be looking at the league. So there's so many ifs and buts, and it's just a game where you can run away with what you see, but you've got to try and park that. And it's like you said, every game is an opportunity, and you've got to go out there. You've got to play those 90 minutes like it's the last 90 minutes of football you're ever going to play. And I think it's, as you called it, you've now got 13 to 14 cup finals, and it starts on Saturday. I won't lie, I am quietly pooping bricks.
yeah, and obviously,
it's a head and heart situation, because I really want to scream a scoreline out, but then there's also part of me that's I don't know.
I'm saying, yeah, you go in there a bit of caution, definitely, for sure, because you know full well that this is the Championship, and of course, many factors that maybe you're thinking maybe it's not going to be our day tomorrow. But yeah, we'll just have to see. I mean, just about obviously your players that you've got. I mean, from your perspective, who should we be looking out for tomorrow? Because I said it on your video yesterday, Dan, that there's so much quality across the party. There's literally, when I was pinpointing who we should maybe, who I think will be dangerous for us tomorrow, I was finding myself picking a hell of a lot of players, because you have got a lot of quality. But yeah, if you had to narrow down maybe a few players from your perspective, who should we be looking out for tomorrow?
For me, I think Nathan Teller's going to probably start. Yeah. I think he'll start. He was on the bench against Millwall, but that's because he'd had a slight knock in the Luton game. So I do expect him to probably start. Him and Zarori really are probably the main 2 going forward. I just think that they create so much. Muric likes to, you've come forward, we've invited that pressure, and then all of a sudden Muric sees Teller on a flaming 60-mile-an-hour run and ends up, beating your last defender off his shoulder and getting onto something. And we've done that quite a few times. Ashley Barnes has been in inspired form as well. I mean, beginning of the season, I was like, he's past it. He can't keep up the way we're trying to play anymore. We love you, Ashley, but it's time to sort of, search on for pastures new. But now he's just gone, shut up, you shut up and all, and you pipe down, because I'm here and I'm here to do a job. And whether it's put the ball in the back of the net or, touch the ball down and play it on for the next person, he has basically quietened a lot of our fan base and said, I'm not ready to die yet. I'm still fighting. So for me, I'll say that I think he deserves another new deal, even if we do go up. I think he deserves a new deal. He'd be a bit like a Vardy player, come on for the last 10 minutes and ruffle a few feathers. But yeah, that front 3 of Zarori, Teller and Barnes has got to be one of the key points for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And defensively, That is going to be a scary opposition for us tomorrow, that's for sure, from my perspective, from our perspective. But it's we're just going to have to just get a footing and do our best, really. So Doug says he went for a 2-1 Burnley. I mean, Doug, you have gone down in my underestimations now, actually. Boo. I'm joking, Doug. I'm joking.
Yes, Doug.
But no.
You're welcome to join us. I know you're like Huddersfield at the minute with being a Liverpool supporter. You're not used to seeing good results. So if you want to come over and watch Burnley where good results happen every week, feel free. We are very accepting of you all.
well, we tasted a win last weekend, of course, so we do know what that winning feeling is, and it's coming back.
Yes.
So let's just say that. Rams's Heart says we get 1-0 Nob in 91st minute from Rhodes. Head says we lose 4-1 with a 91st consolation from Rhodes. I mean, it's going to be one way or the other, isn't it? It's not going to be. I feel like if we do win, it's going to be narrow, but if we lose, maybe it will be by a couple. But I don't know. I know what you're saying, though. But good out. I know what you're saying. It's kind of mixed emotions of which way this could potentially go, and I do get that for sure. Matthew says, congratulations on your role on Burnley FC advisory.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Yeah, of course, and an exciting new role for you there, and it's good to have your.
It was interesting. We had the first meeting, and you're sat there, and the next minute you hear a door go, you look behind you, and the chairman and all the directors were all stood there. And you're almost like, gulp. So, and then he goes, "Oh, I'll take a couple of questions." And it was just, it was surreal. But at the end of the day, I'm enjoying it, and hopefully we can bring a more positive fan outcome at Turf Moor for supporters.
Yeah, of course. But congratulations, as I say on that. Definitely, so sure of that. Yeah. Barnes is a top notch at the minute. He's been the reason we've walked away with 3 points at times. Kate says, he's a very good player. And of course, he has answered his critics, like he said, Dan. And, he was actually linked away, wasn't he, in January, I believe.
I think you were linked with you, with Preston. There were a few teams you'd gone linked with in Jan.
But you know what? That shows true character of someone like Ashley Barnes, who he's not stupid. He will have known what people have been saying about him, but he's responded. Yeah. He's responded and shut them up. So fair play to him for sure on that front. Company is outstanding manager for sure, Matthew. Yeah, he is, isn't he? He's a very exciting new manager coming through, and he is. He's a very good manager for sure. Doug says, "I'll get you back for that 9 p.m. on Monday, Danny. If you know, you know." Epic dream, yeah. The True Red has come in. Good afternoon to you.
How you doing, Luke?
And Doug Singer. So we've kind of gone through the opposition in terms of who to look out for. Now, who would you be looking? Talk me through your lineup from Burnley's perspective tomorrow. Who do you think will start? And what formation have they been playing this season as well?
So it's been a bit of a 4-2-3-1, but then you could say a 4-2-1-3, really, because the two play quite wide in that three. So I'd go Muric in goal, Connor Roberts at right back, Hjalmar Ekdal and Jordan Bayer, who's back from injury. I think he'll be back in the starting lineup. Ian Matson on the left. The two in the middle of the park. Oh, I don't know. Do you want to call it a 4-3-3?
Yeah.
Sorry, we'll go 4-3-3. So Cullen, Brownhill, and Cork in the centre of the park. The three J's, Jack, Josh, and Josh. And up top, Teller, Zarore, and leading the pack will be Ashley Barnes.
Yeah, indeed, and just hearing you say the team, it's gosh, it's going to be really difficult, of course, but I
was going to ram off some under-21s just to make you feel a bit more confident, but I thought, no, I'm not.
Hey, listen, Dan, I'm not feeling confident or I'm not feeling confident or not confident, actually. I'm just feeling, yeah, let's just see what happens kind of feeling, to be honest with you. But yeah, I certainly don't feel confident. But yeah, I mean, from our perspective, I'll just go through my lineup, if I may. And so yeah, obviously, definitely go. I like the 3-5-2 on Saturday. I think it was fantastic, actually, the way that formation works. The two up top, it complements us very well, especially when we've got a direct approach now, and no overpassing, overplaying. So yeah, so obviously Bila Kapic definitely deserves to start, the young keeper that we've seen more of this season. Vaclik is meant to be back in contention, but for me, you can't drop Bila Kapic because he has been brilliant, especially on Saturday. He was fantastic, especially for the goals we scored as well. He played a big part in that. So, yeah, Bila Kapic. Now, obviously, Burnley was very harsh and decided that they wouldn't let Lowton play against their parent club, which you got the obligation to do so. But again, another thing that I don't like Burnley for, another reason not to. Yeah, but anyway, we'll go past that and we'll work around this.
I'm sure there'll be many more reasons come down to minutes.
So yeah, for me, I'm actually going to put Romani Edmonds-Green comes back in for me in Lowton's place as one of the centre backs. Which I had actually forgotten about him on your show yesterday, Dan, actually, Edmonds-Green, but I realised yesterday, today, that yeah, Edmonds-Green is back with us now. Obviously, he's been recalled back on loan. Obviously, he was on loan to Wigan. He's come back. So yeah, Edmonds-Green has to come back in. As long anybody but Boyle. No, I'm sorry, anybody but Boyle, because I'm sorry, he's dreadful.
Nobody likes a Boyle. Nobody likes a Boyle. So why have one starting?
He will get torn apart if he plays tomorrow. Neil Warnock will know that. Yeah, for me, Edmonds-Green, then Heelick in the middle with Lees on the other side. And then obviously the 5, I'm going to put Kasumu at right wing back again. He's been very well, even though it's not his natural position. He's looked very good there, actually. And yeah, definitely starts there. Radone, Hogg, and Kamara with Headley on the other side. As the other wing back too, another one of our youngsters coming through, and yeah, obviously Hungbo to start for me up top with Danny Ward, who again I said it, he looked a completely different player on Saturday, and of course Neil Warnock and him have worked together, and I do feel like he will get the best out of Danny Ward from now until the end of the season for sure. But yeah, the only change I've made is obviously the unforced one, which is obviously Lowton having to come out from the side. Because you can't, I go back to it, you can't really change a team that won so, not convincing, but played so well on Saturday. You did play very well. So you can't change a side that did so well. So yeah, that's my lineup. We'll just go to the and of course, chat, get involved. Let me know your team selections, please, because I do like reading yours out as well. But yeah, let's just have a look here with the comments. Can't stay for long because I've got to get the leisure box. Whatever that means.
I know what it means. There's a place called the Leisure Box in Briarfield, and it's run by Burnley FC in the community. So.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, all right, nice one.
Enjoy, Luke. Enjoy.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Warnock effect is going to be the Warnock effect. Come on, keep that Warnock effect going tomorrow, and of course we will be. Obviously the sales before the game at the weekend was quite poor in terms of going to Burnley, but there'll definitely be a good following from us tomorrow. Now, obviously, with Neil Warnock coming in, obviously the winners especially as well as encourage a lot of people to go over. So we'll be in fine voice tomorrow, I'm sure, and Neil Warnock will work his magic on the touchline, I hope. And Neil Warnock's Farmy Army, I love it. Let's sing that loud and proud tomorrow. Yeah. There's a lineup here. Ramsey's gone for a 3-5-2. Bila Kapic, Lees, Heelick. Oh, you've gone for Boyle Ramsey. No. Ramsey, are you serious? Because I'm sorry, Boyle cannot come back in. He's awful. And he'll probably get sent off again. So, yeah, nah. Kasumu, Hogg, Kamara, Radona, Headley, Humbo. So obviously the only change you have done is obviously you've gone for a different one of the free centre out. You've gone for Boyle instead of Edmonds Green. So yeah, Ramsey, we're on the same page, but putting Boyle in there is really disappointing me. I'm not going to lie to you, mate. But yeah, just fine Boyle. I think he'll get a chance to redeem himself and want to get the best out of every player last Saturday. So maybe a very kind of approach to that I do like. But Boyle is just Sunday League. I'm sorry. And if he's watching this, and probably won't be, but yeah, he is.
Then listen, Ryan's just called you Sunday League.
Oh, maybe that I'm being very. You know what? The problem with me is I just say how it is me. So maybe I'm too honest sometimes.
It's a Yorkshire thing that I've noticed.
Yeah, but so yeah, I mean, have you kind of thought about maybe players that you were kind of not looking forward to coming up against tomorrow from our from Huddersfield, from our perspective? What players do you think will cause you problems maybe potentially tomorrow?
Hogg for me, and I know it sounds silly, but I think no matter how old he gets better and better. He's such a leader in the middle of the park, and he could literally run midfield on his own. He's that sort of character. He won't let anybody else around him lie down. If they're knackered, he'll be telling them, "You've got to find that extra 10%. You've got to keep going." He's a real footballer's footballer, and a real football man. And if he can orchestrate the passes out wide, or try and put balls in behind the last defenders to Humbo or Ward maybe, then I think he's going to be a key player for you. But Humbo as well is another one who's been quite decent in the last couple of games.
Yeah, Humbo is certainly a live wire, especially and since he's come in, obviously last month when I've seen him, he's really excited us, really, to be honest with you, in terms of what we've seen. He's got a lot of pace, full of skills, and very quick. And and of course he did get that goal on Saturday. It was a beauty of a goal on Saturday. I mean, he deserved that as well, because he has been playing very well. So I was really happy for him. That's going to give him a big boost. Boyle he did, Matt, but he is available for this game. He's back for this game, unfortunately. But yeah.
Unfortunately.
I get that in again. I had to get it in again, but he is back. But for me, obviously Warnock called him out, and I'm glad he did actually for when he first came. And he commented on that about how Boyle, when he got sent off against Stoke, he went down the tunnel, but he was clapping himself off. And of course, Warnock had something to say about that. And let me tell you, I totally agree with what he said there, because you should be ashamed, not clapping yourself off. And that just pretty much summed up the attitude of these players before Warnock came in, really, to be honest with you. So maybe Warnock can get him playing, but I'm sorry, I just don't see. I think you could see with the other players that we've just had low of confidence. And I think that Neil Warnock's come in and really revitalised some of these lads, because, like I said, the confidence has been shattered, this season. Especially when you have that clown in charge who completely, he was completely disrupted the dressing room and shattered these players' confidence. And what I did like about Warnock in the press conference this week is that, he kind of said, look, we're going to make mistakes, but I'm not going to, you're not going to kind of freeze you out the team. You're going to make mistakes. It's about how you react to those mistakes. And with Fotheringham, of course, when a player made a mistake, he used to just freeze him out completely. So, like I say, I don't really want to go back to him, but you can see the mentality's completely changed, and I'm glad that he has gone for sure. But Yeah, so yeah, you're going for the same team as me. Well, thank you. I appreciate you agreeing with me, and yeah, it's one of those. At least actually, you can't drop a side that played so well at the weekend. To be fair, John Rhodes is the right player. Always used to score against us when we was in the Championship. Yeah, John Rhodes pretty much scores a lot of goals against teams. To be fair, so. Yeah, he scored goals wherever he's gone. So, yeah, I'd like to see more of Diarra, Ramsey. Yeah, I agree, Ramsey, because obviously, again, another one that got completely frozen out. But I think, obviously was on the bench. He didn't come on against Birmingham, but he was on the bench. So I would like to see a bit of Diarra, because I have liked what I've seen of Diarra when he's
More
come
chance of seeing diarrhea tomorrow when you're getting your stomach churned after about 10 minutes.
Oh, you know what? Fotheringham was probably the type of manager to tell the players to cheer up after. Yeah, he definitely was. Yeah. And certainly a manager that seemed to find it amusing when we lost, especially against Blackpool. But anyway, we're not going to go back to that game. But yeah, absolute disgrace, and I'm glad he's out. I've never took to him, and I'm glad he's gone. And good luck with getting. Maybe he'll get a job in Germany, seeing as though he's loved there, apparently. But yeah. Hello there, Glyn. I'm usually in the 3-0 game, but I wouldn't be surprised if one orchestrates it. I was 1-0 win. I mean, Warnock will have that plan to disrupt things, and yeah, I'm just hoping in our favour. So yeah, Glyn, I would take a scrappy 1-0 win for sure. 1-1 my prediction for this game. Yeah, Chris is going for a draw. I mean, which leads us on nicely to the time where we do predict the score, which I always hate this because I always like to jinx the score whenever I do this. But yeah, I mean, how do you see the game playing out?
Can I just ask, how can you say you've jinxed the score? If you've predicted Huddersfield to win games this season, you've not jinxed anything because it's always gone tits up in every game. So
not every game.
Well, no, last week was all right.
I have backed us on the majority of occasions. I admit that, but yeah, mind you, not all the time. Actually, towards the back end, I was kind of thinking, yeah, maybe a few draws, but yeah, how do you see the game panning out tomorrow then, and what is your score prediction?
Head and heart moment. Yes, definitely a head and heart. One says this is a 2 or 3-0 job in the bag, and one of them says that this is going to be a scrappy game that could go either way. Sod it. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go with confidence. I'm going to say 2-0 Burnley. I'll go for.
Yeah. Fair enough. And for me, I do think we're going to pick up a shot win tomorrow. Actually, I'm going to go for a 2-1 to us. Actually, and
the hope that kills you, Ryan. It's the hope that kills you.
Well, we've. I've just got a feeling this is the Championship. I know I've said it a lot in this stream. But
Trap win that.
Nah. We've seen time again this season, and we will continue to see shocks from now until the end of the season. And like I said, that winning run at Turf Moor, or unbeaten run, if I could say so. Sorry, has to come to an end at some point. So
it's not tomorrow.
Yeah, but
I'm being all confident now. This is the more confidence I have had all season. But I'm only doing that because it's you, and I know we can have banter back and forth. And tomorrow I'll be next to you, and I'll be like, I'm really shitting myself, Ryan. I can't not hide it. I can't hide it.
And I'll be like, hey, just remember yesterday when you was on my street. Yeah. So, I don't, So yeah, for me, Humbo scores for me again, and I think that Danny Ward will get a goal. But yeah, and for Burnley, I'm not sure who will get the goal for Burnley. Ashley Barnes will get the goal. So yeah, that's my prediction. yeah, let's have a look. Even if Burnley, even if Burnley lose tomorrow, they'll still be at least. Yeah, they will.
Yeah.
Yes, but again, even though it is that gap, I'm sure Burnley fans will still want to continue to win for sure. That's for sure. Joe's gone for the same scoreline as me again on the same 1-2. Humbo, Helix score and Teller to score for Burnley. Yeah, Teller's a good shout as well. Yeah. But yeah, I think we've kind of. Oh yeah, we've got more comments here. I think at worst it'll be a draw.
Well said.
Yeah. Well, I've seen a lot of people writing us off, and I do like that because we like being the underdog. We always have over the years, to be fair, in terms of being underdogs. So listen, we'll go there with a plan. We'll make it as difficult as we can. And
why you call the Terriers, mate? Because you're little ankle biters, and you'll get us at some point.
So I think it's a bit of sweet revenge to the start of the season when you managed to gate crash our opening day parade, if you could say so. All the joy, all the excitement of that opening day, it came crashing down thanks to Burnley. So let's get a bit of revenge. I just been to the parks. Oh, very nice. Hope you had fun. It was nice. Noon actually. Actually, the sun's been shining this afternoon. So yeah, nice day for it. So yeah, I hope you're well. By the way, Alex, thank you for coming in. George said, I'm saying not an easy game, but a 1-0 town with Humbo scoring the win. So you think a clean sheet against a team that's been scoring a lot, George? That is brave. But yeah, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. And I think somebody else said one.
We have scored in every single game since the third game of the season when we lost 1-0 away at Watford.
But this is the Neil 1 masterclass, so he will have.
Yeah.
So again, I know I've said it before, but every run has to come to an end, and every kind of, you say you scored in every game, yeah, you may have, but maybe that's about to end tomorrow. I don't know. I'm not saying it will, but it's a chance. But yeah, that is it. Obviously, we are kind of come to the end of this video. So Neil wants Barmy Army. Matthew says, yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to sing that again tomorrow, continuously, and back the lads, and yeah.
That's the newspaper headline tomorrow, isn't it? Neil Warnock battered away. Sure it is. He's seen the paper headlines already.
You do make me laugh, You do. You make me laugh. Company getting taken to school back. I do like that, Ramsey. Yeah, absolutely. I mentioned the age gap. I mean, Mr. Company, you may want to learn a few things from Warnock tomorrow, definitely. The road will come to an end when we win the championship and go to the Premier. Yeah, okay, very, very. Yeah.
Yes. Well said, Kate.
Oh,
might be Yorkshire at heart, but she's Burnley through and through.
But yeah, it's certainly going to be interesting, and I am looking forward to it, like I said. But yeah, let's just see. But yeah, Dan, I really have appreciated you coming on, and big up to you for coming on. It's all banter and all fun and games, and. So yeah, just give your channels a plug again and where people can find you, and yeah.
No, you can find me at Turf MoorHouse TV on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, predominantly YouTube. And yeah, thank you for having me around. I really do appreciate it. Looking forward to meeting up tomorrow. And yeah, I predicted you to win the league. Come on, I've clearly got some sort of, I don't know, mental illness. So no, jokes aside, I hope you do stay up, and just not at the expense of beating us. So if you get a point, there'll be a part of me that may be a little bit happy for you. But then that also be a point that's like really peed off at the way it comes about. I don't know. We'll see. But I want you to stay up. I do want you to stay up. You're a good little club, and to be honest, you shouldn't have even been in this division this season. You should have been up there in the Premier League anyway. But it's easy for me to say that now. It's just one of them. May the best team win.
Yeah, and I just want to remind you, Burnley don't need the points. We need them more than Burnley. So maybe you can just be a bit easy on us tomorrow and let us win. But yeah, that's not a chance. But yeah, Ram says, "Did you?" Yeah, he did. He did, and I can be the. And actually, I predicted us to be second. So I really did, and I did.
As you can tell, I'm on water now, so the rehab's done really well. I'm not drinking anymore. Things are going good.
But yeah, like I say, people, make sure you go and subscribe to Dan. Like I said, the links are in the description. And yeah, like I said, let's get into that 1K because yeah, it'd be a really special moment and definitely deserved. So yeah, looking forward to meeting you, mate, tomorrow anyway. Should be a good do. And yeah, it's bring it on. I love away days. And I love a short trip to Burnley. So let's just have
Pack
it.
the punches tomorrow. It's going to be good.
But yeah, big up to everyone that's tuned in, by the way, in the chat. I really do appreciate it. Like I say, you do make the channel what it is by engaging and showing your support. My channel wouldn't be where it is without you guys coming in. So honestly, I really do. I really appreciate it. And thank you all for coming in again. At a different time, it's obviously 4 o'clock, a bit earlier, but still people have tuned in. I know that I do it, but obviously back to 6 o'clock on Monday. I'll be back on Monday at 6 o'clock for our regular slots there. Obviously 6 o'clock the normal time for the review, and hopefully we won't be talking like we've lost the game or whatever. But anyway, I don't know. But yeah, make sure you do subscribe to my channel. Like I say, if you are new, like the video, it does help with the algorithm, and comment your thoughts. If you are watching this on playback, let me know your thoughts in the in the comments. Like I say, I always reply to everybody. Make sure you end up with broken glasses. I mean, yeah. I mean, my glasses are very wonky as it is at the moment, actually. But yeah, they're still on. You know, they're still like. But yeah, I don't want to be breaking my glasses. But
No,
yeah,
definitely not. Definitely not.
And you certainly don't, Dan, either. So yeah.
No, I've got previous. So I've got previous of that. Sunderland away this season. So I don't want to. Don't want it happening again.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, whatever you get up to, guys, have a great weekend. Take care of yourself. Yeah, if you're there tomorrow, I shall see you then. And do feel free to come over and say hello if you do see me, everyone. I don't bite, I promise. And it will be good to speak to a few of people that are tuned in, you know, to my shows. But yeah, great stream. Yeah, big up to you, Matthew. And it has been a great stream. It's been a pleasure, Dan. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see everybody else tomorrow if you go in. And yeah, as always, up the town, come you Terriers, Neil Warnock's, Barbian, Yorkshire always wins, and you know
Lancashire, da da da.
Good night, everybody, and take care of yourselves.